Hi, Writing Center tutors. Welcome to the Canvas site for all Writing Center employees. Basically, we've set this up so that you can have a ton of resources at your fingertips and so that it's easier to communicate with other people in the Writing Center. You'll notice right off the bat that there's the sidebar over here, and if you're familiar with Canvas, you already pretty much know what most of these stand for. Modules is a little bit different in this course because rather than give you a lot of information about like different weeks of a course, it basically is organized by some stuff that you need to know to get started, a section on tutoring and observing, and then you'll notice that there's 5 sections that say content, organization, sentences, grammar, mechanics, and citations, and these are all full of resources that you might be using with students in a session. Down here at the end also there's a section on tutoring ESL students and tutoring education students. So if you're specifically dealing with those students, you'll have some resources for that. So how do you use this? Well, basically, when you're in the Writing Center, especially if it's a slow day, this is a great place to go and just get some tips and tricks for different ideas of how to help someone with something. Especially if you're an online tutor, you can open up any of these, and let's say if you have a student who's working on brainstorming an essay, you can attach one of these links with your feedback. And so, for example, let's say I had a student who was really struggling with the introduction to their paper. There's a whole section here called Writing an Introduction, and there's this first video called 5 Ways to Write a Hook. It's a really great video. It's about 5 minutes long. So what you can do is just come in here, copy this little link right here. Oh, there we go. And then if I'm doing a tutoring session with a student, I can actually go ahead and just copy that link right into the specific suggestions part. And so that later on when the student gets this email, they have a lot of suggestions from me, but they also have this video that they can watch at home later on. And this just, again, if they're an online student or face-to-face, just gives them more feedback, more things to go over that we might not be able to cover fully in just a 30-minute session. So that's definitely one way to use the modules. Another important thing to look at here is announcements. Periodically throughout the semester, Writing Center supervisors or perhaps Star or Susan may post announcements here that remind you of things you need to know, so be sure to watch for those. Last but not least, if you're looking for someone in the Writing Center, if you need to email an individual tutor or get a hold of somebody who's one of the tutors, you can find their names here and quickly find their information. You can also go to the inbox. It's not showing up here because I'm in this test student version. But if you go to the Canvas inbox, you can easily just start to type in the name of any Writing Center tutor and send a direct email to them or to the entire Writing Center staff so that you can maybe find a sub if you need one. So we really hope that you find this site super useful. If you have anything you'd like to add to the site, please let a supervisor know so they can upload it here so that tutors have even more resources. And we look forward to working with you this semester. Thank you.